From Nashville, you're listening to The Larry King Show. Portions of tonight's program are repeated in the Western Time Zone. Now, here's Larry.
Thank you, Fred Lowry. Boy, we have had a super week here in Nashville at Fanfare. We'll be back in Washington on Monday night, the good Lord willing. Tomorrow night, the Best of King. Another super lineup of guests tonight. And we now welcome to our microphones Doug Green and the Riders in the Sky. It's always nice for a program to crest and get a little class. Doug, just let me tell you a little bit about Doug. This is an authentic cowboy song group. These are the guys that sat on the range and ate the baked beans. Doug is a historian, or was a historian for the Country Music Hall of Fame. He's a freelance writer and did a scholarly piece on American cowboy songs, and because of that, formed this group. You want to tell me about it, Doug? What got you interested in cowboy music?
The music.
Just listening to
Western music.
Like
Nothing
Sons
like
of the Pioneers, Gene
Absolutely.
Autry, that scene.
My heroes. Our heroes.
All right, so what made you develop this further than just being a fan?
Just sitting around the range and picking it. And finding guys who of similar temperament that wanted to do
Where'd
it.
you grow up?
Well, a bunch of different places. Michigan, more than any.
Well, what kind of range is there in Michigan to sit out on?
I'm from Western Detroit.
Western Detroit.
Right.
Sat on the
Right.
range.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the names of these two gentlemen who accompany you in the Riders in the Sky are Too Slim.
Mighty fine.
Hey.
And a great big Western howdy.
Howdy, Too Slim. That's your name?
Howdy, Larry. That's what they call me out in the bunkhouse.
Tooslim.
That's right.
Too Slim.
He's
And
Too Slim.
Woody Paul,
Woody Paul, yes, sir. King
Okay.
of the Cowboy Fiddlers.
King of the Cowboy Fiddlers. How did the three of you get together? Who wants to talk to me in English? How did the three of you get together?
Well, you know, there was this big trail drive, and a big fella was heading it up, and I happened to be passing through town and didn't have a job, and I just decided to sign on with the
Just a
outfit for a
drifter.
few years.
And where are you from? Where? Bronx?
No, to be honest with you, I'm from about 30 miles south of Nashville originally, a little place called Triune, Tennessee.
Is anyone here? Too Slim, where are you from?
I'm from Michigan, too. Western part of Grand Rapids, actually.
Right.
Okay, now no one here is from the American West.
That's right.
Doug, you realize that?
All
I'm
of
well
America
aware.
is from the American West.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Technically,
there you go.
we're the Western world, but none of you are cowboys. Have any of you ever roped a steer?
I have.
Grabbed a bronco?
I've roped many a steer and branded many a doggie out on the range.
Branded
Sure
doggie?
have.
Do you fellows work as a group? Doug, are you the Riders in the Sky? You booked into places?
We try to work, yes.
Like, where do you work? You work here in Nashville?
We work the big vegetable fairs and some of the big shows all over the country.
Yeah, we do clubs and listening rooms, fairs, and we have one night a week here in Nashville. We do
All
regularly.
right, now you're a country music historian. We're going to hear some of the music. We're going to have some fun, but just let me find out a little about you, Doug. You're a historian. Who was the first, as we would know it, country, now I'm talking about in that vein, singer, Western singer?
I guess his name has been lost in antiquity because people have sung rural music, or what you'd call country music, for centuries, back in the old country and here.
All right, of the modern ones, who would we give credit to?
Well, the first people to record, I suppose, which would be Fiddlin' John Carson, and Uncle Dave Macon, and the people who started recording in the early 20s.
Were you all cowboy fans as kids? Did you go see cowboy movies?
You betcha.
Yep,
Who
watched
didn't?
them on the TV.
All right. Did you like when you saw, did you guys look at the Sons of the Pioneers and say, I'd like to be like that?
Absolutely.
You bet.
Too Slim didn't.
Oh, yes, I sure did. I sat there with my little fingers glued to the TV set.
All right, now what do you
Sticky,
guys play?
weren't they?
Let's break down the instruments.
Oh, no.
Woody Paul plays fiddle and is regarded as what, did you say, too?
King of the Cowboy Fiddlers.
You know, a lot of people ask me to what I attribute to, or what they attribute to the fact that I'm the king of the cowboy fiddlers.
Yeah, why?
Timing.
What?
Timing.
Good. And Too Slim, what do you play?
I play the big bunkhouse bass, Larry.
The bunkhouse bass.
Yep, sure do.
Were you raised on it classically?
No, I came to it late in life after a stint on the electric bass and some guitar and organ work.
And Doug, you play guitar.
I play the rhythm guitar, and we all sing harmonies, yodel, do all that stuff. That's
Where
what we do.
did you learn to play guitar?
My basement.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me an example of what you guys do. Now, we got a little crowd here in the lobby. It's
All right.
There they are, all right.
What? Oh, okay. We'll set this up and come back following these messages.
Happy trail.
From Nashville, you're listening to The Larry King Show. Portions of tonight's program are repeated in the Western Time Zone. Now, here's Larry.
Thank you, Fred. We have investigated every aspect of Nashville life this week here at Fanfare, from the intelligentsia to government to law to newspapering to, of course, the stars of country music. And we now devote some portion of this program to pure Western music. Mighty fine. We have with us a noted historian, Doug Green, and his two groups. Doug Green and the Riders in the Sky. Doug on guitar, Too Slim on the what they call the buckboard bass.
Bunkhouse bass.
Bunkhouse bass. And Woody Paul, the world's greatest cowboy fiddler. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are the Riders in the Sky.
Yeah.
Saddle up my pony, fill the old canteen, roll the blanket, pack the bags with jerky, grits, and beans. Say goodbye to the fellas, save away my mail. Kiss my darling Susie, I'm bound to hit the trail. For a cowboy has to ride the range and yodel-lady, ooh. Listen to those doggies lowing low, low. How I long to dream near a campfire scream and listen to the coyotes wail. I guess I'm just a cowboy and I'm bound to hit the trail.
Woody Paul.
King of the cowboy fiddlers.
For a cowboy has to ride the range and yodel-lady, ooh. Listen to those doggies lowing low, low. How I long to dream near a campfire's gleam and listen to the coyotes wail. Guess I'm just a cowboy and I'm bound to hit the trail. I guess I'm just a cowboy and I'm bound to hit the trail. Yodel-lady, yodel-lady, ooh, yodel-lady, yodel-lady, ooh.
Hey, let's hear it. Gee, I feel like Don McNeil or Arthur Godfrey. This is bringing back lost radio.
I feel
All
like
right,
Julius LaRosa.
you guys are so good. You got to do something else.
Well,
All right,
great.
Doug, think of something.
Well, would you like to hear something slow and tender ballad of the West, or would you rather have sort of a big yodel tune?
A big yodel tune.
All right.
Mighty.
We can also do a slow and tender ballad of the West.
That's
But
good.
do a big yodel tune. Do it. You guys do Tumble and Tumbleweeds?
Do we do?
Yeah.
Do we do? Oh, yeah, we
You
do.
do I'm a Lone Cowhand from the Rio Grande?
Well, sure.
All right, do
We
whatever you
them
like. Just giving you a couple of my tender moments.
all. I'm back in the saddle again. Out where a friend is a friend. Where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly Jimson weed. Back in the saddle again. I'm riding the range once more. I'm toting my old 44. Where we sleep out every night and the only law is right. Back in the saddle again.
Whoopee-tie-yi-yo, rocking to and fro, back in the saddle again. Whoopee-tie-yi-yay, I go my way, back in the saddle again.
Tell him, big fella.
Unbelievable.
Mighty fine, big fellow. Mighty fine.
Big fella.
I can just picture someone, say, landing at an airport somewhere, and he gets in his car all over the country, and he's a regular listener to this program, and he's used to hearing from James Neal or heads of the Treasury Department or top politicians. He got turned on Larry King. And Gene Autry lives again. Okay, guys, want to do a slow and tender Western ballad?
Sure, Larry.
I mean, we got 15 minutes, and you guys are great at what you do. This is really phenomenal. I forgot how much we've lost, I think, in this country, appreciation for what this was, what a part of our culture it is.
You
And
said
say that seriously.
Thank
All right,
you, Larry.
what's
We
the
feel it.
tender Western ballad?
Well, you know, a cowboy's favorite time of day is when the sun begins to set on the prairie and the purple
Out there in
shadows.
western Detroit, yes.
That's right. And way back in western Detroit, we'd watch the shadows fall across the mesa and head out on our pintos as we tried to listen for a coyote howling for its mate.
Shades of night are falling, the winds begin to sigh. The world is silhouetted against the sky. Blue shadows on the train. Blue moon shining through the trees, and the plaintive wail from the distance comes a-drifting on the evening breeze. Move along, blue shadows. Move along, move along, move along, move along. Soon the dawn will come and you'll be on your way. But until the darkness sheds its veil, there'll be blue shadows on the trail.
Here's old Woody Paul.
Move along, blue shadows. Move along, move along, move along, move along. Soon the dawn will come and you'll be on your way. But until the darkness sheds its veil, there'll be blue shadows on the trail. Shadows on the trail.
How about that?
Right.
Doug Green and the Riders in the Sky. You're listening to the Larry King Show in Nashville, and we'll be back pronto. Yes, happy trails to you, dear America.
Buckaroos.
Buckaroos and coyotes. We'll be back following pronto this message.
From Nashville, you're listening to The Larry King Show. Portions of tonight's program are repeated in the Western Time Zone. Now, here's Larry.
Yes, the Western Time Zone, their
Mighty
favorite
fine.
time zone.
That's our
Mighty
time
fine
zone.
time zone. Listen, Doug Green and the Riders in the Sky are certainly one of the most entertaining and talented groups I've seen. And I'm going to
Mighty
give
fine.
you now, on the air, Doug Green's phone number, because I think from this program, from this show alone, they could be booked all over the United States, in Western New York City, Western Queens,
That's right.
Western Los Angeles.
Western Pennsylvania.
All right, so if you'd like to contact Doug Green and the Riders in the Sky, and they're available even for a Western bar mitzvah. I'm not kidding. This is a super group. The area code is 615, and the number is 383-2134. We're going to take them away from their families. We're going to get them booked in Canada, booked all across the United States. The number
Let's go, boys.
you want to call Doug Green.
Saddle up.
They'll come riding into town and play at your hacienda. The area code is 615-383-2134. Mr. Green is a historian into Western music, and his group includes Too Slim and Woody Paul, and they don't travel expensive, and they real nice group. And I got to get the big fiddle, though.
Just a
Okay.
little bacon
What
and
are we
beans.
going to do now?
Well,
I think
what
we
shall
can get
do?
one more super tune in.
All right, let's do an instrumental. We want to feature our dancing fiddler of the West, and
Dancing Fiddler of the West.
Well,
He's
of course,
Well, this
Doesn't
isn't
go too
TV,
good on
big
the
fella,
radio.
so it's...
well, I didn't mean we were going to have him dance on the radio. That went out some years
well,
ago.
I danced on my radio a few years ago when I couldn't get it to
What happened?
work
to
right.
But we call him the dancing fiddler of the West.
Okay, an
What'll it
instrumental.
be, Woody?
What's
Well,
the name
let's
of
play
the
a little
tune?
bit of After You're Gone.
After you're
After
gone.
You're Gone.
After my cowgirl
After
is
my
gone.
cowgirl.
There she goes.
On two.
Our
This is
Too
Too
Slim.
Slim on the bass. I'll make it talk, too.
Yeah.
Woody Paul.
Boy, you know, kidding aside, you guys are really talented. And this is, I think all America listening tonight is very impressed with this. Not only the group, but your savoir-faire, your ambiance, your layback style.
Well, Larry, I'll tell you what, we have a lot of time on the old Triple X, you know. It's a little 200-acre spread down on Lower Broadway here that we call home. We have a lot of time in the bunkhouse, you know, to sit around and think about things and develop our various cowboy talents. Like
Your ideas, your thoughts, your ambiance, your,
Je ne sais quoi.
whatever.
your laissez-faire.
What's he talking about anyway?
What did he say?
What's that?
Beats the prairie
we got
fires
about,
out of me.
we got 2 minutes. You got a quickie? Just a quick
2
little...
minutes, eh?
By the way, this is Doug Green and the Riders in the Sky.
Let's do Payday, boy.
And
All
Doug's
right.
phone
Payday.
number is 615-383-2134. Go!
1, 2, 3. I'm dressing up in style, for in a little while I'm gonna ride into town. For every cowboy pal I know will lift his heel and toe when payday rolls around. And so I'm feeling fine because there's lots of time before we're all homeward bound. To work and slave with cattle, sweat and swear in battle until payday rolls around.
What does each cowboy do when weary day is through? Just what I'm gonna do now.
With money to spend and jingle off into town to mingle with all my friends I allow.
Or maybe some blue-eyed gal will wait for her bronco pal to ride o'er the hot desert ground. True heart and golden hair knows that I'll soon be there when payday rolls around. I'm dressing up in style, for in a little while I'm gonna ride. And so I'm feeling fine because there's lots of time before we're all homeward bound. To work and slave with cattle, sweat and swear in battle until payday rolls around. When payday rolls around.
How about it? Doug Green and the Riders in the Sky. Thank you. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, too, Slim. Thank you, Woody Paul. Play it under me. Play it under me. Take me up to news, yeah?
Happy trails to you.
God, I'm crying. If you'd like to call Doug Green, it's 615-383-2134. This is the Larry King Show in Nashville. They won't believe this at management. This is Mutual, your network for news and sports.